Hey everybody. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
I'm glad you all came out. Wasn't sure if anyone would come out today. Housekeeping, just wanted to say our special at the restaurant today for Mother's Day is called the Soul Wrap. So it's like Thanksgiving in a wrap. So it's collard greens, macaroni and cheese, jackfruit, cornbread, rolled up and grilled, and it's delicious. I'll be getting one myself to go. So if you would like to do that or order anything else from the restaurant, please go ahead and put your order in, and you can either eat it during class or have it ready for pickup when class is over. Okay? We made some experimentation in the kitchen. Yes. Okay, so today's also a very special day. I have something very, very, very special for you all. Y'all look excited. I put a lot of effort into this. There we go. It's the midterm.
No, you told me next week.
I did. I did. But we're going to go through it together, huh? Yeah, come pass those out, baby. Thank you.
I asked her, she said next week.
Hi, Sheila. Welcome. This is all for your own benefit. Look at that hair. Okay, I see you. I see you. And those dining in with us, y'all don't have to run. Y'all can come join the fun, okay? Feel free to join the fun. I'll have some more. There you go. Bring me back the extra copies, though. I think so.
Thank you, sweetie.
Okay. All right. I did do a mistake because I numbered both sides 1 through 10. So the true 1 through 10 is the one that starts the question to be considered plant-based. That's page 1. No, you want one? Okay, here you go, baby. Okay. My helper's back again today.
He's woke today.
He's awake for now. Okay. I did not, but I can get you one if you like one. Trish, can you give him a pen, please? Thank you. I don't have one. You still didn't tie your shoe, baby. Okay. So because it is such a special day, we're going to go through it together. And then we can retest next week with the folks who didn't make it out today. Okay? So we're going to go through it together. Because it should be so easy because we've discussed this ad nauseum, right? It's nothing on here that we haven't discussed multiple times that you're not already doing in your daily lives, right? Right. Okay. It is. I didn't number it correctly. It's supposed to be through 20, and I didn't change the number when I went to the second page. That was on me. Late. Okay, so page 1, the true page 1, the first question says to be considered plant-based. That's the side we should all be on, okay? Let me see, baby. Yep, this first page 1. All right, so the first question. To be considered plant-based, what percentage of your plate should be plants? I need to play the Jeopardy theme song. Ooh, Sheila came out the gate with the right answer. Yes, 75%. 75%. You were so close. 85 is very close to 75. But 75% or more plants on your plate makes you plant-based. Hi, Pri. Welcome. Just in time. Will you hand her one, please? Thank you. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Okay. So that means you do not have to be vegan to be plant-based, right? It's such as long as 75% or more of your plate is plants, right? So that means if you elect to choose a dead animal as your protein percentage for your 25%, you can still be considered plant-based because the other 75% does not contain dead animals, okay? Yes. Did we all remember that?
Yes.
Did we? Okay, see, it's not too bad. All right, so when we started off this session this year here in January, the first month we talked about supposed pre-diabetes and diabetes and all that. So write down what we said. What is diabetes? Just, it's a very short, quick answer. What is diabetes? Hey, y'all. Y'all like, I just came to eat. I didn't come for all. That's into the physiology of it. That's correct. But come up. What, just when, if someone says you have diabetes.
Too much sugar.
Too much, what kind of sugar? Who said it? Who said it? Exactly. Your glucose in your bloodstream is too high. That's the long and short of it. Okay, that's what that means, long and short of it. Glucose, they're measuring specifically glucose. Okay, so then for our next question, what is the preferred method to test for diabetes and why? Which blood test? Huh? That's testing your your current state, but what's the best test to know in general? If you have diabetes, what's the best test to tell you if you do? That gives you the most reliable information. Y'all so close.
I know you have.
I did give you all the answers. That's two different tests. Which one? A1C. And so A1C is the preferred method for testing for diabetes. And why is that? Who can recall from all the way back in January? It is. Who can recall why A1C was the preferred method?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Y'all don't remember either? It gives a better result. Why? Okay, because that's a snapshot the last 60 to 90 days in your body. It's not a snapshot of today or what you consume the last 24 hours. It's a snapshot of the last 3 months. And so it takes an average because why? The blood cell takes that long to die off. That's attached to that glucose molecule. And that's why it takes that long. So that's what gives you the best picture of your blood glucose levels, insulin levels. Okay? Do we somewhat remember that?
It stays in your hemoglobin.
60 to 90 days. It's typically 3 months. Yes. What did you say, Vaughn?
No, I just was reading little cheat.
Oh. Yep, because we went through it. Y'all recall that? Any questions about that?
Wait, what's the answer?
A1C. Well, that's the answer for this one. We're on number 3. Number 2, high blood glucose. Okay, so number 4. This should be super simple. What neutralizes free radicals? What's your name? Jada just came in, has never been to class, and she killed it. Thank you, Jada. Free radicals. Antioxidants neutralize free radicals. That is absolutely correct. And what's an example of an antioxidant that can neutralize those free radicals? Berries, yes. Oh, hey, y'all. Both of y'all came. Oh, yeah. Okay, give them one each.
I didn't know that one.
Hey, Demond, you checking these people in? We had several people come in. Berries, because of the vitamin C content. Because vitamin C, as I did in the example, how did I show oxidative stress in the body? We talked about if you cut an apple and you let it sit, it turns brown, right? Which is oxidation, which is happening on the cellular level in your body. However, you squeeze some fresh lemon juice on or lime juice on, the vitamin C in it delays that. That's the same thing. Hey, welcome Love in Action. Hey, Jay. Hey, welcome Lady Action, Lady B. Okay, I need another sheet. Well, I don't think they're staying for class. They don't usually stay. Okay. So what are some other antioxidants? So we have vitamin C, which you can get from berries. Where else can you get vitamin C from? Like what kind? Like the dark green vegetables, yes? Yep. And what's some other types of antioxidants we discussed? What in the nuts and seeds specifically? That's an antioxidant. Vitamin E, yes, which you can find in like sunflower seeds and West African palm oil. Yes, so many things, right? Okay. All right, so y'all did well on that. Okay, so number 5. What are the 4 ways the body releases toxins on a daily basis? There are 4 elimination paths. Sweat, urine, breath, and defecation, okay, or elimination, or whatever you feel comfortable with. Breath, right? So our lungs, our liver, our skin, and our kidneys. Those are our 4 major detoxification organs that you have to make sure you're doing that on a daily basis. So for breath, it's the lung. For breath, it's the lung. For sweat, it's the skin. For urination, it's the kidney. For defecation, you basically say the liver. Okay? This is coming back to you, Leon. You already know those answers. Okay. All right, so this one might make you all think because I ask this every week and I always hear crickets, okay? I always hear a little bit of crickets. Number 6, what's the difference between water-soluble and fat-soluble vitamins? What's the difference? That is true. However, how is it different within the body? So in terms of replenishment.
Water-soluble has to be, you have to take it every day.
Correct. Water soluble, you'll excrete that every day through the urine, whereas fat soluble stores in the body, right? So depending on the meal you're making, if the meal is something like my beautiful tower garden over there that's full of vitamin K is a fat soluble vitamin. So if you have an oil-free or fat-free salad dressing with that, you're not going to absorb the fat soluble nutrients. So you have to have some type of fat. So avocado, nut seeds, tahini in the salad dressing or something like that. Okay, to make sure you're getting all that absorption. So the water-soluble vitamins have to be replenished on a daily basis. Fat-soluble vitamins do not. That's the primary difference. Hi, Darlene. How you doing? And this got to be your twin over here. Hey, beautiful. Okay. Okay, give that to Darlene and her. It's got to be her daughter. And do you mind get your door checked in, Darlene? Okay, so I just had a question again about the water-soluble vitamins. Who can give that answer for Yvonne? Far longer, but it has to be replenished daily because fat is going to hold, the water's going to go out every day. So you're going to do that every day. So like your B complex, which are water soluble, you got to take that in every single day. Versus like a vitamin D or vitamin A, it stores in your body. You don't have to take that. You can take that on a weekly basis. It doesn't need to be done every single day. If you're already healthy, so exceptions do apply. Okay, so we have a fuller house now from when we started. Let me just do a quick little recap. Happy Mother's Day to everybody, okay? Our special for Mother's Day today at the restaurant is a soul wrap. And it's essentially what Chef calls Thanksgiving in a wrap. So it is macaroni and cheese, collard greens, jackfruit, and cornbread in a wrap on the grill. And it's delicious, and I'm getting one to go myself today. So if you like that or anything else that's on the menu, feel free to order during class. You can eat during class or have it ready for you to pick up when class is over. Okay? So that's that. And we have our midterm that I have been talking about for weeks. Yes. But because I love you all so much and y'all act like y'all are so scared, we're going through it step by step. Okay? We're going through it step by step. So when I retest you, you're going to just knock it out the park, right? Because the whole point of this class, outside of eating, is for you to actually have behavioral change, right? We're not just here to eat, hopefully. Hopefully we're not just here to eat. We're here to learn and do better, right? Incrementally better. All right, all we can do is our best. All right, and so for those who just came in, we are currently, I misnumbered the pages. I did 1 through 10 on both sides. That was on me. I didn't catch it. So the front page should be the one that starts by saying, to be considered plant-based. That is side 1, question 1. Okay? And we are on question 7 now. Okay, so question 7. What is the difference between soluble and insoluble fiber? Which one's the roughage? Insoluble is the roughage, absolutely. And what does that really mean, Margaret? Close. So when you have insoluble fiber, that's the roughage. It's like the roto-rooter. So when you eat like your salads that have lots of insoluble fiber, it goes through into scrubbing through, cleaning out that colon, and it adds bulk to the stool, so that you don't have like a mushy stool, okay? And that's how you have proper elimination. You got to have that insoluble fiber in there. So if that's insoluble fiber, what is soluble fiber? Not all at once now. Y'all overwhelming me. We talk about this so much. Okay, let me ask an easier question. What's an example of food of soluble fiber? What's an example? Maybe like oatmeal or chia seeds. Yeah. Some grains, yes. Great job, Adante. Great job. Missing several, but that's okay. You did a great job with that. Okay, so that means soluble fiber is anything that turns into a gel-like, clumpy thing, right? And so when you swallow that soluble fiber, that's the stuff that's like, oh, she's got estrogen. Let me grab that extra estrogen. Oh, she's got extra testosterone. Let me get that. Oh, her cholesterol's too high. Let me grab that. You have to poop those out. You can't sweat it out, okay? You can't pee it out. You can't breathe it out. You have to eliminate it through defecation. And the only way you can do that is if you have soluble fiber in your diet, okay? So that's the main powerhouse of soluble fiber. Hi, welcome to Love in Action, pretty girls.
So what is the answer?
Oh, wait.
That's the answer.
Wait.
Heather, what'd you say?
So we was, and insoluble is the roughage, the part that scrubs the colon.
Yes.
The soluble is the.
It's going to cleanse, it's going to create a gel lining, right, to help it pass easily. And it's going to get rid of any excess overages that you have in your body, like excess hormones and excess cholesterol. That helps you eliminate that.
So that'd be like okra.
Okra, the slime part of the okra, yes.
Soluble part.
Oatmeal, spelt, anything that when you add water to it, it turns like a gel.
Okay.
That's the soluble fiber. Okay? Hey. Okay? Why y'all act like y'all heard this for the first time today? Come on now. I'm gonna give y'all a chance to wake up and get right. Come on now. We talk about that a lot. But that's okay. We're gonna keep talking about it because today we've got examples of.
I can't remember the name of it. Bag.
You said this bag?
Yeah. What was that called again?
This bag?
No.
Oh.
The insoluble fiber. The soluble fiber is that psyllium husk.
Psyllium husk is an example of that as well. Yep. Which is in Metamucil. Yep. That's an example of that. Yep. Okay. Damon, y'all leaving me already? Y'all just gonna bounce on me like that? Look at that. He came in. Thank y'all for coming through. We appreciate you, okay? Okay. Okay, number 8. How much fiber should you have per major meal? Ooh, Sheila. Okay, that's 2 for 2. What? Sheila said the right answer. 12 to 15 grams per major meal. What is a major meal? Okay, like a dinner. Yeah, so not a snack. So if you decide to eat an apple, okay, bye, beautiful. If you decide to eat an apple as a snack, that is not a major meal, right? But if you sit down and say, I'm having lunch today and I'm going to sit, or today at the restaurant, you decide to order something, that's a major meal, okay? And you should have 12 to 15 grams per major meal. Now, if you're not a board-certified holistic nutritionist that can look at food and tell you how much fiber is in it, how can you on your own know how much fiber is in it? What are some examples we've talked about many times so you don't have to guess and say and hope and pray that you got enough fiber, but you can actually know? Okay, if you're at a restaurant, they don't have a label, right? But yes, you can read the label and it will tell you for sure, yes. So you can pull out your phone and remember we talked about there's an app, right, called Chronometer, and it will tell you all, not just the fiber, but all the nutrition information about whatever food you have. So you can see on your plate, you got this whole plate of brown, you don't have anything green or red or purple on it. Probably don't have enough fiber because you can only get fiber from plants. There's no fiber in animals whatsoever, okay? It needs to be a colorful plate. Yeah, so if you have beans and greens and things on your plate, you probably have enough fiber, but you can confirm that instead of just trying to guess, okay? And if you're eating enough fiber, you have to make sure you're drinking enough some hydrating liquid, okay? Because otherwise, then you're going to feel backed up and you're going to blame it on the fact that you're eating healthier and not the fact that you didn't drink enough liquid, okay? Room temperature is definitely preferred, 100%. Okay, all right, so y'all did okay on that. All right, so this is kind of an open-ended question for discussion. Number 9, what are some key elements to look for on a nutrition label? Because we're not going to just buy blindly anymore, right? We're not going to be seduced by what they put on the front, which is all lies most of the time. It's about what's on the back, okay, where they can't really lie. What are we looking for on those nutrition labels? Okay, organic will be on the front. That's the only thing that can't be a lie. Okay, it has to be organic on the front. So that won't be on the nutrition label if it's organic or not. But when you're looking at a nutrition label, what are the things are sticking out to you? The first thing should be, hi, welcome, Love in Action. You come on in. Definitely not, that's not the first thing, y'all. Y'all went back to your normal ways. Nope.
I'm still ain't helpful with this cheap
Protein, no.
We definitely don't care about protein, huh? The ingredients, okay? Okay, on the ingredient label, we want to look at the ingredients. Okay, we want to know, before we look at calories, because we don't care so much about calories if we're eating a whole food plant-based diet, we care about the serving size, okay? So that's why they can say on a Reese's cup, it's only 100 calories if you eat one bite out of one cup, which no one does, okay? I just made that up. I'm sure it's something worse than that. But the serving size, so that you don't sit here and think, like I did, like I told you about my rice, I was eating those packs of rice, thinking it was only 250 calories, and I'm smashing them. And it wasn't, okay? It totally wasn't. It just hurt my heart. So look at the serving size, and then know to yourself how much you're really going to eat. Okay, so if they say right here, on this mango sauce that we're going to put on our tacos today, it says the serving size is 2 tablespoons, and that's 15 calories. Now, if you know you're about to dump half a cup on there, okay, then you know it's going to be more than 15 calories, right? But if you're eating a whole food plant-based diet, calories really don't matter. But if you're still playing double dutch, okay, that's when you want to look at your calorie intake, okay? And if you're still doing all the oils and all the processed foods and, oh, today I'm going to go and get a Beyond Burger and then tomorrow I'm going to be at Bojangles. If you're doing all that, then you pay attention to your calorie intake. But if you're a whole food plant-based, it really doesn't matter. So you're going to look at the serving size, look at the calories. And then the next thing we talk about, we're going to look for added sugars because we don't want any of that. We don't want any added sugars, okay? That's the thing to pay attention to. Don't be seduced when they tell you on TV about protein, protein, protein. We don't care, okay? We care, but we don't care. We don't care about the sodium because we know, bye, beautiful. See you next time. We don't care so much about the carbs or we don't care about any of the other stuff. We care about the added sugars, protein, because you have to decide what you're putting on your plate, what your healthy source of protein should be. Okay, so that's a decision you're already going to make. It's not from the nutrition label per se. You want to know, does it have added sugar? Now the sodium part we talked about. We talked about it's not about not eating enough sodium. It's about eating more potassium because they go hand in hand. So most people are potassium deficient because they don't eat any vegetables. Okay, you don't eat vegetables, then that's why you're not going to say, oh, you had to go on a salt-free diet, because you're not going to eat that on a daily basis, right? So then you eliminate salt. Then what's the way we said you can still have a salt flavor without putting table salt on your food? Okay, the first thing is you can add any kind of citrus because it makes you feel like it's salt, and you'll add less salt if you were to still use salt. But we also said if you use miso paste, because it's fermented, it does not have the same effect on the body as table salt. So it does not increase blood pressure, for example, because of the fermentation process gone through, but you still get that umami, salty flavor. So that's one way that you can go around it. The other way we said is to use like dulse flakes, anything from the sea. It's already naturally salty. It gives you that, but then you have all those nutrients with it. Hey, welcome to Love in Action. Come on in. Okay? I see some light bulbs going back off again. Okay. So that was an open-ended question. Now, our number 10 question is a big open-ended question because I had so many questions I could write about this, and I know y'all love to talk about it now. So tell me all you can about healthy poop. What makes our poop healthy? The shape of it. What shape should it be? Like our colons. Yes, it should be like that. Yes. What else? What else makes it healthy? What color brown? Like you. Yes. It should look like Ian. Okay. Chocolate.
But y'all not gonna see him all the time, okay?
What else? What else makes healthy poop? No smell. Okay. I should be able to walk in right behind you after you've defecated and not have a clue, right? I should not be knocked in the face with, oh God, she blew it up, okay? I should not experience that. You should not need poopery or all these other products they're coming out with, okay? That's coming from the inside out, all right? What else makes healthy poop?
It does not come out difficult. It comes out really easy.
You should not be straining, okay? You should not be grunting.
Right.
You should not have time to read a magazine or scroll on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. You should not have time for any of that. All right? Just like the example, when you go walk your dog, a dog eliminates like this, you should too. Okay? If the dog was taking as long as it takes you to eliminate, these dogs be messed up in this country, all right? Because y'all wouldn't be taking them out like that. You're like, you're taking too long. Yeah, you're taking too long. Okay? You're taking too long. What else? That's fourth. And what else makes healthy poop?
It should come out long.
Right.
Like your intestines.
Yes, it should not be little rabbit pellets, okay? And if it's rabbit pellets, that means you're most likely what? Correct. And how do you correct constipation? Hydration. We don't want to say water specifically because we want to say hydration. That's main because why? Our feces is 75% water. Okay, so that's usually what it is most of the time. The other thing is emotional trauma, emotional stress. Someone's really stressed out. That can be a reaction your body has, and it just clams, like literally clams you up. Okay. You would take enzymes in that case. In that case, yep. So all right, so that's 5 things. What else makes poop healthy?
Not watery.
It should not be a liquidy, meshy mess. It should not be pudding. It should not be soft serve. Hi, welcome to Love in Action. How you doing? Y'all come on in. You can order right here.
What happens if it is?
So if you're on the other side of that Bristol stool chart, right? So if we had that 1 through 3 where it's kind of pellety or it looks like sausage with lumps and stuff on it, that chart, 1 through 3 where you're on the constipation side. Then we have our ideal at number 4, where it's, bye, good to see you. And then we had, there we go, Yvonne has it. She's showing the Bristol stool chart. And then we had the 5 through 7, where it's like a loose, mushy, gushy mess, right, that people have normalized. Yeah?
You said you shouldn't see what you eat. Like our corn,
That's the time.
Okay, Ian's making up another point for number 6. He's saying we should not see undigested food in our stool, which is correct unless it's certain things like a whole corn kernel or a sunflower seed kernel that cannot be broken down by our bodies. You should not see, if you eat a salad and you see all your leafy greens like kind of whole in your stool, That is a problem. You did not absorb, you had malabsorption, okay? All right, you should not see all that in your stool. All right, what else makes healthy poop?
I'm like, who's facing?
Anything else? Y'all did well on this question. Yes, so if you have the 5 through 7, which is on the diarrhea side of things, what do we say? What do we say about that? How do you correct that? If you're having more of a diarrhea thing, your body's helping you to say, hey, you have some type of bacterial thing that's trying to flush it out quickly so it doesn't make you sick. So it's actually your body helping you when you have that. So when that does happen, how do you correct it? Definitely increase your fiber, because that means you ate something a little wacky, okay? But also you need those digestive enzymes. That's when the enzymes come into place. Huh? I don't know pectate. I've heard of it, I just don't know the ingredients. You would take a digestive, it says digestive enzymes, like betaine, you would take something like that. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, y'all did well. Y'all love the poop. And I love that you love the poop, okay? Yes, and how many times a day should you be pooping? And how long is the ideal bowel transit time? 14 to 22 hours, with 18 being right there in the middle, right? And if you need to test it out, what can you eat? What are some things you can eat to test out how long it takes? You can eat a whole piece of corn, like a kernel of corn, without chewing it up. Yep. You can do the same thing with the sunflower shell seed that's not been shelled. You can also eat beets and see how long it takes for your pee to come out red, or how long it takes for your poop to come out red. Okay? So those are like 3 easy ways to check your bowel transit time. So if it's over 24 hours, it definitely stinks in the bathroom when you go, for sure. Like, it's not even a question. Because like I said, the example is whatever you just ate and you swallow, and say this is your stomach, especially if you're eating those dead animals and the cheeses and all that, and your body's 98.7 degrees, and you have it sitting in here for over 24 hours with no air getting to it, it's going to start to ferment and putrefy. That's the smell that you smell in the bathroom. So when you're eating clean foods and they're passing like they're supposed to, they don't have time to do that. That's why you don't have an odor. Okay? So the more stench that you smell, the longer it's been sitting in there, and that's just more stuff that needs to get out. All right? Go ahead. You had a question?
No,
Pri, you had a question?
yes, I still got one. Like red beans, kidney beans.
Yes, great.
Soak, pour water off, soak again, pour water off, and still gives gas. What do you do with that?
Okay, first,
And then you put the
Shuku
kelp
Shuku.
in. The kelp? I mean, not kelp.
You can use kelp, kombu, seaweed.
Yes.
Yep, put that in there. Eat less and build up. Eat less and build up. And make sure the other things on your plate, because certain people, like it's where your microbiome is, right? You just have a more of a sensitivity to it, so you can't eat as much at this stage right now with where your microbiome is. So you would just make a smaller portion and eat less, and eat it more frequently less, and then build up. So maybe start with just like a third of a cup or half a cup max of beans that have been properly soaked, and make sure everything else on your plate is not like a heavy grain or starch. So make sure that's like the only thing that is heavy in that sense.
So not with quinoa.
Quinoa will be okay with it, but make sure you have half your plate still a non-starchy veg. Yeah. Right. It's the proportions. And also, well, we haven't discussed in this class because, it's a food pairing thing as well, because that's a protein, and protein is, we can discuss that like offline, but that will be where I would start with you first, is make sure it's only paired with non-starchy veg. Oh, okay, it's a whole bro fest going on. Okay. Okay. All right, y'all, we're going to flip to page 2, which it doesn't say, because I did not number it correctly. And it's going to say, name a way to cook without oil. That is question 11. What? I think I heard the correct answer. So y'all so close. So yes, you can steam. Yes, that's a great way. What's the other way I've shown you several times in class?
Saute in water.
Water saute. That's the phrase I was looking for. Water saute. And when I say water saute, hi, how y'all doing? When I say water saute, it doesn't just have to be water. You can saute with soy sauce. You can saute with broth, preferably vegetable broth, not chicken broth, but broth. Whatever liquid or flavor enhancer you have, it doesn't have to be just as long as it's not an oil. So you can still add that flavor and just saute it in that. Because again, why do we want to be mindful of our oil consumption? No, not so much the trans fat, because oil in and of itself, most cooking oils don't have trans fat. But why? Because 1 tablespoon of oil has what? 120 calories, right? So if you start off and you just do what you do, fill up your pan, right? So now you start off with just 500 calories right there in the pot. Even when you're cooking something healthy. This is why people, they say, well, I've been eating salads. What's on your salad? Okay, you got all that ranch dressing on there. You got eggs. You got all this stuff. This is no longer healthy. Okay, so if you're going to cook something, especially if it's going to be something on the more indulgent side, you want to make sure you're very mindful with your oil. So if you use oil, make sure you use it as a flavor enhancer or a texture enhancer. But know that 120 calories in 1 little tablespoon adds up very, very quickly. So that's why if you're going to eat like a salad, like off our Tower Garden, and you're going to use an oil-based dressing, that's the only time, like, because there's no fat, there's really no fat in that, right? Well, what else are you eating on your plate? Make sure it's not doused in that, because it adds up very, very quickly. So if people are trying to lose weight, which we talked about like 2 weeks ago, eliminating oil is a great way to do it. And if you have diabetes or insulin sensitivity or sugar sensitivity, eliminating oil is going to help you out so much, or significantly reducing your oil intake, because it's everywhere and it's in everything. And you don't notice it because you're just looking at it, you're like, it's supposed to be healthy, but no, it's got like 800 calories of just oil. And that's not even that much oil. You know, you see how much oil you can go through, all right? So that's just to be mindful, okay? Okay, number 12. Ideally, how much water should you consume on a daily basis?
Half of your body weight.
In what?
In ounces.
Fluid ounces. Half your body weight in fluid ounces. That's the going logic. There are exceptions to that, but in general, that's what it is. So if you are, if you're a 120-pound person, which I'm clearly not, you will drink 60 fluid ounces of water a day as a minimum for hydration. Okay? So y'all remember that. That was good. All right. Number 13. Let me see what y'all going to say on this one. What are some ways to ensure you have enough electrolytes in your water? What kind of salt and how much? So she said the right answer. Salt is one, but clarify the answer.
It's that special kind.
You can do Himalayan salt. You can do Celtic salt. Yes. You want to use an unrefined salt is the correct answer, right? It's not, again, it's not brand loyal or anything like that. You want to use an unrefined salt, right? Because that means it has all the mineral packages still attached to the molecules, and those are the electrolytes that you need. And how much salt would you add to your water to get those electrolytes? Quarter teaspoon for 20 to 32 ounces. The water should not taste salty in the slightest. Like a quarter teaspoon is basically like a tiny pinch, not a chef pinch, a tiny actual little baby pinch in the water. Let it absorb. Because some people say, I say, you're not hydrated. Oh, but I drink water all day. I'm like, do you pee every 15 minutes too? Yeah. Okay, you're not retaining the water. Okay, it's supposed to be an intracellular function that's not happening. So you need to make sure you have electrolytes in the water. So that's one way to add salt. That's a very easy, quick, cheap way instead of you buying that terrible crap like Gatorade and Propel and all that stuff that's, well, I shouldn't say it on YouTube. Instead of buying, I retract that statement. Instead of buying energy drinks that have terrible ingredients in them, that's the way you can do it yourself at home. What's another way you can do it yourself at home? Coconut water. God's electrolyte Gatorade, yes. So yes, coconut water or watermelon water. Okay, those two is filled with electrolytes, okay? So those two are highly, highly, highly recommended. Highly, highly, highly recommended. And preferably if you're going to do coconut water, fresh coconut water, because most coconut water sold in the grocery stores has been pasteurized. So a lot of that medicinal effect has been killed off by the heat. So it can be sold in your local grocery store for your convenience. Okay, but they do sell at the young virgin coconuts, like in the coconut shell that has, all you have to do is put the straw in it. So I love buying those. So that would be something great to always start your day off with. Okay, that's great. And then what's the last way, because I see a person has an example of it right here. What's the other way that you can get enough electrolytes in your water? Okay, so Yvonne here has what we call structured water, right? So instead of going to, I have one of those fancy Kangen water machines and paying for the structured water. If you just add some fruit or vegetable or herbs to your water, let it sit, it becomes structured, meaning that it's now a stabilized water. You will hydrate your cells. You will not pee every 5 minutes with it. And you have all your electrolytes plus the antioxidants, okay? So there's just a couple of ways. Those are just a few ways to make sure that you're getting enough electrolytes in your water so that it can be properly hydrated. Because drinking water does not make you hydrated, all right? Especially if you're in a disease state. Okay, we good on that? Okay, hopefully those coming back to you. All right, question 14. Why should you never allow oil to smoke? Because what, Ian? Because it becomes a trans fat. Okay? So every oil we discuss, every oil has a smoke point. We'll say this is a low heat oil. This is a mid heat oil. This is a high heat oil. We say that because if you put a low smoke point or oil on high, like an olive oil, and it's going to start to burn immediately and smoke, what has that supposedly healthy olive oil become? A trans fat. So your oil, is it smoking? It is now a trans fat. And why is trans fat so bad? We're even in the United States, they say it's bad. And it immediately, it becomes, it's shaped like this. If you look in the microscope, it's shaped like this. And that's what happens in your cell, and it starts to block up. And that's how you get the plaque buildup in your arteries, okay? That's why they always say put trans fat over everything. Like this is trans fat free, or because it's bad. It's just not good. I don't want to say good or bad, but that one is bad. Okay, it's bad. So what are some examples of high heat oils, mid heat oils, and low heat oils that we've discussed and used in this class? Low heat is olive oil. So like I always say, olive oil should not be cooked with ever. It's a finisher. Okay, and so if you're buying the olive oil, it only costs you $7. And you can see straight through it, and it's in a plastic bottle. Put it in the trash. First of all, it's not even real olive oil. Olive oil should taste like olives. It should be green. It should smell and taste fruity. That's why it's in a glass bottle. That's why it's expensive, because you're supposed to finish it over so you can actually taste it. All right? So if you're going to spend the money on that, why would you put it in the pan and cook it and you don't get any of that? Okay? And it's now becoming trans fat. Why would you do that? So don't do that. It's a finisher. Or if you're going to do it, start on extremely low heat and do it quickly, okay? But use a different oil if you feel you must use an oil. But Pam?
The oil you use.
Palm. Okay, I was like, no, because Pam's that spray oil in the aerosol can. I was like, no. Okay, so palm oil is, I'm biasly saying, the king of oils, right? Because it's from my part of the world, but it is. So it is, and there can be argument on that. But yes, it is a medium heat oil. Okay, it is not a high heat oil, and it's renowned because it's extremely high. It's one of the highest places on the planet for vitamin E, and not just the one vitamin E, the whole vitamin E complex, and vitamin A. One of the highest sources on the planet, okay? That's why it's so medicinal. And that's something for those full medicinal benefits. You don't want to heat it. You can just eat it and get that medicinal benefit. It's great for your hair, skin, nails. It's great for so many things because of how concentrated vitamin E and vitamin A is. And it's not trans fat has to be heated or hydrogenated. So anything that says partially hydrogenated or hydrogenated anything, like if you eat Oreos and all that kind of crap like that, it says partially hydrogenated soybean oil, partially hydrogenated canola oil, partially, that's trans fat. That's what that means. Okay? So you don't want that. Okay. So if that is a medium heat oil, what are the high heat oils that you can actually like flash fry or saute with if you're doing like a stir fry or something like that? I hope I didn't hear corn oil, because corn oil is always genetically modified in this country, so we don't use that at all. No, we don't use that at all. We don't use canola oil because that's a byproduct of petroleum, so we don't use that at all. So we don't even talk about those, right? We're the ones we actually use that come from real, actual fruits or vegetables. Coconut oil. Coconut is a high heat oil, but I prefer, if you're going to cook with it, use the refined one, because the virgin one is very medicinal. If you heat it, all that medicinal stuff goes away. So you have both options there with coconut oil. What else is a high heat oil?
So you said don't use refined, use.
No, you can use both. I'm just saying if you're going to actually cook with it, use the refined one, because all the benefits of that virgin coconut oil are cooked away when it's on high heat. Grapeseed oil is a high heat oil. Two others we use in this class a lot: avocado oil and sesame oil. Sesame oil is high heat oil. I prefer to use sesame oil as a flavor enhancer or a finisher because it's so flavorful. But it is a high heat oil. Okay, we good on that? Okay, now y'all better do me right on this next question, on question 15. Let's see. Let me hear the answers y'all gonna come up with. Okay, let's hear this. What is the dirty dozen list? Now what's on it? What is it? Okay. So the dirty dozen list that comes out every year by the Environmental Working Group, where they go around this particular country and see what plants are the heaviest sprayed with pesticides, and then they rank them, and they come up with a dirty dozen list. And like the past 5 years, number one has been strawberries. Okay. So most of the berries are on the list. The greens and things are on the list. And those are important because it doesn't even have a shell to protect it, right? Like an orange, right? It's sprayed directly on what you're going to eat. So for me, like, I'm not touching any berries that are organic. It's not even, I just won't eat the berry. I say, okay, I can't have them today, I don't have them organic. I'm not doing that. Because when we talk about pesticides, we're talking about Roundup, which is called glyphosate. And it causes all sorts of things like autism and all sorts of things that are so prevalent in this country today are linked to that glyphosate issue. And I don't want to put that crap in my body, right? So it's not like you can wash it off. Now, I've done that example several times throughout the class. Why is it something like you say, oh, I don't want to pay the extra 20 cents per pound for organic. I can just go home and wash it off. Why is that not true? Not totally true, anyway. Y'all are getting close. So for those who are new, so I had a demonstration where I had 2 little glasses of water. One I put green food dye in, one was just regular water. I put 2 white flowers in it. That green food dye goes up and turns the white flower green. Okay, now I said wash it off. How you gonna wash it off? You can't, because a plant cannot, does it exhale, poop, pee, and sweat like humans do? It does not. So how does the plant get crap out that's sprayed on it? How does it excrete crap? It has to, 2 ways it can do it. With 2 ways it handles it. Because otherwise the plant would immediately die. The difference between a human cell and a plant cell is this very large thing within a plant cell called a vacuole. So when these chemicals are sprayed on it, and it's changed the pH of the plant so that it doesn't die, it puts all the things it can't handle in this thing called a vacuole until it has time to release it to go all the way back down the stem into the ground. Because everything that comes, it's got to come all the way up, and it's got to go all the way back down. Okay. Whereas we can cough, we can sweat, we can pee. Plants can't do that. So you can't wash. You're only washing off what's on the skin. You're not washing off the crap that's in the plant. Okay. So the person who's spraying the pesticides, they're in a plane. They are completely in hazmat suits, right? It kills everything else on there, but they say it's still safe for you, right? And then they say, oh, you don't have to buy conventional, which is genetically modified on top of that, and you can just wash it off. You cannot wash it off when it's inside of the food. Okay, that's why I harp on organic. It is not a scam. It is worth the 20 cents per extra per pound. And the more people who buy organic, the cheaper it's going to continue to get. Okay, or you can get a tower garden and grow your own and don't have to worry about it. Okay? That's my spiel. I am extremely passionate about that. Y'all know that. So that is why. So if it's like a 50-cent difference, pay the 50 cents and pay your body. Okay? All right, so since y'all got the dirty dozen list right, what is the clean 15 list? Y'all give me blank looks. Y'all got the dirty dozen list correct in terms of what it is. What is the clean 15 list?
Vegetables that are, usually they have some kind of skin and they're not highly processed with the pesticides. So that if you're going to not get organic, then these are fruits and vegetables that are not as highly processed with pesticides.
Heather knocked it out the park. So the Clean 15 list that is also done every year in this country by the Environmental Working Group. They look at those same plant farms and say, okay, well, the strawberries are getting killed with the pesticides, but hey, the avocados aren't. They're still getting sprayed, but not to the degree the strawberries are. So it's the least amount of spray of the crap poison on the thing. And these also tend to have a peel on it as well. Doesn't mean it's still not inside the fruit, because it is, but not as much, because it's not as much was sprayed on them, because there's not as much having to prevent. It's more people that more insects are going to eat that Swiss chard that's going to weasel into an avocado. Okay, so that's what that's about. So if it comes down to a money issue and it's like, I want to get everything organic, but I just really don't have it, then buy the regular avocado and get the organic strawberries.
What about frozen?
Frozen is always key because you can always get it organic, and it's picked at the peak of ripeness, so it's always going to taste great, and it's only mild degradation in terms of its nutrient output, because anytime you freeze or heat anything, it's going to degrade, but it's only a little bit. It's like goes from 100% to 85%. Okay, so frozen is still good. Okay, so look at that Clean 15 list, look at that Dirty Dozen list. It's on the internet. I've given it to y'all before. I didn't reprint all that out today, but it's there. Okay, and they have one. 2024 hasn't come out yet. 2023 is still good. All right, we're getting there. Let's see what time we have. Okay, we're okay. All right. So I kind of already gave the answer, but y'all can just tell me. Number 17, why is purchasing organic so incredibly important? Yes, it doesn't. So Ian, you're technically right. So organic does not mean chemical free. It means they use organic chemicals that are naturally occurring that naturally repel insects, like a neem oil. Okay, neem will naturally repel insects instead of spraying glyphosate on that, and then that glyphosate getting into the water supply and getting into everything else, right? Neem oil is natural, so it's still, so that is correct. So the main thing, because you're not eating the toxins, right? And this stuff bioaccumulates in your fat cells, and that's why when you get older in this country, it's like, oh, you're just getting old, and it's like you're supposed to age gracefully, but you have been piling up heavy metals and chemicals in your body that have not been released, and then they show up in all these weird, funky ways. Okay, we don't have to do that. All right, so clearly that's my passion. Okay, my second passion was the question 18. Why is it best to avoid white rice, white sugar, white flour? They are bleached, yes. They're bleached, yes. Hi, welcome, Love in Action. How you doing? Come on in. You can place the order right up here. Hey, how you doing? Hey, welcome, y'all. Okay, y'all are saying great answers. So like for the example, the white rice, all of the nutrition that was in the bran has been stripped away. All the fiber that was in that bran has been stripped away. So now you're left with the endosperm, which is just the carbohydrate, which is why it spikes your blood sugar, especially for people who have any kind of blood glucose issues or insulin sensitivity, insulin resistance. So you're not getting any nutrition. That's why in the United States, it is illegal to sell white rice that has not been fortified, is the word that to use, with synthetic nutrients to replace what's been taken out, because it has absolutely no nutrition in it. So everything you see when you buy white rice, look at the ingredients and they'll say fortified with this, and that. Those are all fake vitamins. They've added back to it because they just took it away so that you could eat your white rice. When you could eat wild rice or brown rice or quinoa or millet or sorghum or barley or whatever, okay? And then it spikes. So those are all the reasons why. So you're getting no nutrition, you're getting no fiber, you're spiking your blood sugar. It's just not needed. Yes, it's a high glycemic food. White sugar is the same thing, because if you eat sugar cane, you have the fiber, you have all the minerals and all the things with it. So like in West Africa, it's very common to chew on a cane stick, you know, so you get a little bit of sweetness, but you're getting all that fiber. But white sugar is strictly just the sugar. It has no, all the minerals are in the molasses, okay, that has been stripped away from it. All right, all that's been gone. Same thing with white flour. It still comes from the same wheat, but they took the same bran off and just left you with the endosperm like they did in the white rice. And it's just pure carbs. It's just pure sugar. Okay? And you don't have to do that. You don't have to sacrifice flavor or texture. All right. Number 19. I duplicated that question apparently, so we're going to skip that. All right, and number 20. This is a call and response kind of question. What new food or new cuisine have you tried in this class that surprised you and you liked it? Because we specialize in West African, Caribbean, and Southeast Asian foods in the class. Sometimes we go other places, but that's our main focus. So what did were you skeptical about, like, oh, we're going to Mongolia, I don't know if I like Mongolian food, and oh, I actually like Mongolian food. What surprised you? What did you like? What jackfruit? Which dish? So you were surprised that you like jackfruit? Okay. You like the soy curls? You were surprised by the soy curls? Okay, I got a smile on Leon's face. You were surprised with the walnut meat? Okay. Okay. Anything else? The Mongolian chickpeas? Okay. All right. Anything else come to mind that you all were surprised that you actually liked? Which one?
One that used the saffron.
Oh, we went to Spain there for that. Okay, the 3 garlic beans with the saffron. Yep, that was good. Okay, I forgot about those.
You're pudding. I eat them right now.
The cherry berry?
Oh, gosh, that chocolate brownie. Oh.
Which one?
That chocolate brownie you made. Chocolate.
I can't even remember.
Yeah, brownies. And they use the flax, the ground flax.
As an egg?
As the egg. You almost forgot it?
Probably. I use flax egg for all brownie recipes, so I make this stuff up and move on. I can't really, like, I really.
2 tablespoons ground flax seed with
1 tablespoon to 2.5 tablespoons of water.
and that makes 2 eggs.
That makes 1 egg. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of ground flax to 5 tablespoons makes 2 eggs. Yep.
We still need the apple,
Granola.
with the nut, you grind them.
You're trying to figure. You're talking about the apple granola for the breakfast. Okay, yeah. I was actually almost so close to that today, and I was like, maybe I'll do it next week. Okay. I think that's Leon's favorite too. Okay. Okay, that means I can bring that back. Oh, the blueberry Pop-Tart smoothie? Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You gotta have them come back with that one.
I'll come back. I'll come back with it. I know y'all keep me on my toes with that stuff. Okay, so see, this midterm wasn't bad, right? Yes, Bree?
When do you use flax egg? Because I use flax eggs for everything versus psyllium husk and different things. When do you use,
You want a bag or?
Yeah, so we did talk about this, but I doubt y'all recall this. No, I'm talking, I got the class for members. So yes, when we are doing any kind of egg replacer, when we're doing any kind of vegan cooking or baking, right? We are trying to do something that replaces a chicken egg. So we have to understand what are those 3 things a chicken egg provides, right? What does a chicken egg provide in a recipe?
liquid.
It binds, it adds structure for lift, and what's the third thing it does? And moisture. So whatever recipe you're doing on the vegan side, you have to determine what of those elements are needed. Because certain things you don't need the structure and lift. Sometimes you just need it to be held together. Sometimes you need to add moisture. So that will determine what type of egg replacer you're going to use. So you wouldn't use the same egg replacer across the board because it doesn't have the same function. All right, so as long as you think about those three things that an actual egg does, what if you're making a brownie, brownies don't have to be tall like a cake or something like that, right? So you don't really need the structure to lift. You need it to hold stuff together and add moisture so you don't have a dry brownie. So then using a flax egg is fine because it's going to hold together and then it's got a lot of moisture to it. Hey?
Okay, that's the thing I don't know. Okay, so flax eggs do not raise. Arrowroot raises?
No.
Girl, I'm not gonna raise.
What will actually raise this will be a chemical leavener like a baking soda, baking powder. The other ways, if you don't want to use a baking soda or baking powder, you can use carbonated water. And that will add the lift and the air bubbles. Yes, you can also use aquafaba, which is the juice from a can of beans or cooked beans, preferably chickpeas. It whips up, you can whip it up, it turns into meringue, it does stiff peaks, soft peaks, all the things, right? And that adds that structure and the lift and all that. So those are other ways if you don't want to use baking soda. Whatever liquid you do for your beans, the bean water itself, which is called aquafaba, it is a egg substitute. Okay, so I guess I need to do a recipe in here so you can see it. Yeah, I talked about it several times, but I'll bring it in here and show you all that. I was just debating if I should, but I can do that. Aquafaba is one word. Faba. Yeah, which literally translates in Greek to be bean water, or water bean, but bean water.
So he's saying, but that's not good for me to put in a soup if I'm making a soup.
Why not? Yeah, it's great.
What do you say? How many teaspoons of flax?
So one flax egg, and I have a video of that on my YouTube channel. One flax egg is 1 tablespoon of ground flax. The flax has to be ground because if you do whole flax seeds, they pass right through your body. You're going to poop them right out. They're going to be whole, okay? They have to be ground. 1 teaspoon to 2.5 tablespoons of water. Mix it and let it sit for 5 minutes. That's 1 egg. That's 1 flax egg. Yeah. And you double it for more eggs.
So the psyllium husk is the same as the flax?
No.
No.
The psyllium husk is for bulk. Okay, if you need to hold something together and add volume, you use psyllium husk. So like last week when we did that whole food plant-based chocolate raspberry cream tart or pie last week, because we were doing it all raw and we needed to hold together and we weren't trying to use something like a thickener, like a arrowroot powder or a tapioca starch or something like that. We used a psyllium husk so you get the fiber, but it held it together and it added that lift and lightness to make it that cream. So that's what we used it for. So anytime you do a recipe, you want to understand what are you using it for. Okay, and don't just do it blindly because otherwise it's gonna be a mess. it would have been a liquidy mess if I used a flax egg. Okay, it would have been just look. Okay. I don't know if you had started coming yet. Yeah, it's on the YouTube page for sure. Any other questions? Y'all asking great questions. You got any questions, new lady? For the cooking class, all the titles, it's not in the fancy. It's just whatever we made in class that day. Yeah, I really, in hindsight, I should go back and title it after the lecture, but I didn't have that foresight. It's titled whatever we made in class that day. I just listed what we made in class that day, and that's what this video is called. Yeah. Anything else, y'all, before we get non-cooking today? What's the what now? The Naija Goddess. The Naija Goddess, TheNaija Goddess, GODDESS.com. I mean, that's my web. Okay, on all social media platforms and my website is The Naija Goddess. So on YouTube is The Naija Goddess. Yeah, I just gave you my website by accident. Okay, so our midterm wasn't so bad, right? Y'all been trying to duck and dodge it for weeks. Okay. I did. I sure did. I told y'all in the text that I got something special for y'all. Real special. was like, I gotta get y'all. Because I'm like, our midpoint, we only have like 6 weeks left because our last class is June 30th. I know, June 30th is rapidly approaching. So yeah, I knew I needed to get it in before we have our final. But our final, we're gonna do an event here and have a whole big shindig. Oh, speaking of event here, I forgot to mention the housekeeping at the top. You know, every month Chef and I do a event. So our monthly event this month is a paint and sip here, May 24th from 6 to 9. It is $25. You get your canvas, your paint, you get a spaghetti dinner, and you get 1 comp glass of vegan Moscato. All for $25. And we have a locally renowned artist, Vosh Benjamin. He will be coming in. He did lots of murals around town on the stuff. And he's going to lead you all in whatever he's going to pick. I don't know what he's going to pick. Right, but that's $25, $40 for a couple. And that doesn't mean a married couple can be 2 friends, but $40 for a couple, $25 for a single. Right here, Love and Action Cafe, 4419 Tuckasegee Road, Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm saying that for YouTube. From 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Friday, May 24th, which is the kickoff to Memorial Weekend. So every month we do something great like that here at the restaurant. So I'd love for you all to come out and support. Tell your friends, tell your family. We're going to have a great time. Okay? Yeah, Vosh, that's what you're saying.
Oh, that's the artist?
Yeah, that's the artist. It certainly will not be me because I cannot draw to save my life. He's gonna. I don't know how he's gonna do it because I need that too. Like I can't freehand. Look, I'm there. I'm taking the class too. I'm doing the same thing because I want to walk away with something pretty. Huh?
Just messing.
You said what?
Are you going to serenade us?
With what?
That you used to be
I was a cellist for most of my life, a professional cellist. Yes. Yeah. My career ended when I had this injury that I don't have nerve. I can't feel my hand, so when I hold the bow, I can't feel it, and the music comes from the bow. So that's why I'm not professional anymore. I end up now just doing funerals and weddings for people who know my past life before they know me as a chef. So yeah, this happened in 2012, so I haven't done it since April 3rd, 2012. My career changed. I started playing until 8 years old. Yeah.
So it has to be a funeral to hear you on wedding.
Really, no. I'm not. I don't consider myself to be professional anymore. I mean, I have my undergraduate degree and one of my master's degrees in show performance. I spent my whole life. I traveled the world playing. Yeah. I go to CSO stuff. I'm a patron now of the arts instead of an active. You know, my husband's the musician, but he's a bass player. So. Okay, let's get uncooking. Because today is raw. No heat today. We're going to have more raw stuff or lightly cooked stuff because we live in a very temperate climate and it's springtime and y'all need to have soups and you know all that, you know, casserole stuff right now. That's too heavy, right? We're trying to you know, be light. Let's be light, okay? Okay, so the OGs of the class, you've had this before. I think y'all loved it. So for the newbies, y'all let us know. These are called, I call them seed meat tacos. They're very, very easy to do. If you all go to my website, for especially the new folks, thenaijagoddess.com, click on the hamburger menu at the top, click on recipes, it will be at the top, or the second one. It will be at the top. It will say seed meat tacos. There's a picture of me with the tacos. That's my hand. You know, I take these pictures. People are always asking, you know, where do you find black hands for these pictures on the internet? You don't find black hands. That's my hand. Get my gloves on. Okay. So, super easy. 5 ingredients or less, or more if you prefer. So, we start off, and I haven't made it in a while, so somebody keep me honest for real, because y'all know I can go rogue in a heartbeat and just start making up some other stuff. Every time. Dang, Darlene, call me out, right? I'm good for doing that. You know, when you make up stuff that you forget, like, what did I actually write down? I don't even know.
Well, I know because I'm good.
So we start off. Now you can do this with sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds, and I think when I did it originally in class, I did it with sunflower seeds, or I did half and half, something like that. So here I have pumpkin seeds that I've had soaking because I've been in Greensboro since yesterday. Because today Shout out to my sister, my little sister. She just turned 39 today. And it's Mother's Day, and she just had my niece, who is 4 months old. So I was there with her. And she was like, okay, sister, I need you to bring me some food and make me breakfast. So I said, okay, I'm coming. So, all right, so I soaked these just a couple hours ago. All right, so I'm going to put this in there. I think it's a cup and a half. Speaking of action and win, if y'all need to place your orders before the restaurant shuts down, please feel free to do that. Okay. All right, so pumpkin seeds. I've soaked them. Why did I soak them?
So you get all the stuff that's bad on it.
Bad?
So protecting shell on it, so you want to take that off.
To make them more digestible and absorbable, you want to soak them, right? Preferably even sprout them, okay? So that's why we did that. Our next ingredient is green onion, which come off of Tower Garden. And some certain recipes, especially raw recipes, some people don't do well with garlic, even though I love garlic. When you use green onion, you're doing a raw recipe, it has an onion-like flavor. So I'm adding in, because I'm going to make 2 batches of this, I'm going to add in half of this. Or maybe, I'm not, no. I'll just go ahead and add it all in. All right, so we have our green onion. No, I should have done half. Okay, now, my OGs will definitely remember this. We talk about it a lot. The next ingredient is cilantro. Organic, of course, okay? What is, like, cilantro is like main claim to fame. It does so many things, but what does it do exceptionally well that other herbs and foods don't do? Heavy metal eliminator. Yes. So for folks who are still eating their food wrapped up in aluminum foil, thinking that it's not getting into your body, and that's a heavy metal, and we have this whole rise of autism and dementia, you need some cilantro, okay? You can't eat this little bit of cilantro thing, it's going to do something, all right? So you see this recipe is full, it has lots of cilantro. Now, if you're one of the people that has a genetic predisposition for that enzyme to not turn off and it tastes like dish soap to you, I'm very sorry. I'm not going to tell you to switch to parsley because it does not have the same taste, okay? If you don't like cilantro and it tastes like dish soap to you, you would not like this recipe, okay? So I'm just telling you that up front. And I hate life for you, okay? All right. Okay, so where's my other stuff? All right, so we've got that. Now we have some sun-dried tomatoes. Now, because I was my sister technically lives in Stokesdale, and it's a country town, they did not have all my bells and whistles that I'm accustomed to. So I personally like to get the smoked sun-dried tomatoes, but they didn't have that. So we have regular, and I'm going to just add, here's me going off script, some smoked paprika. Okay, just add that smoke. If you don't like smoke, then don't add it, but I do. Okay. Yeah, I remember you making that and you forgot to soak it one time, you said.
Yes. Please remember, if y'all gonna do this recipe, please soak them nuts. If they don't taste well, be done.
All right. They also did not have the kind of taco seasoning that I prefer, so I got Taco Bell kind. There's an organic one, the Siete brand, that I prefer. And the one they had was spicy. And I know all y'all got baby mouths in here. So I was like, let me not do spicy tacos today. Let me just do regular tacos. So now I'm just going to add 1 pack of Taco Bell taco seasoning against my better wishes. Huh?
Food Line has their brand of the organic, I can't remember the name.
They do Nature's Promise.
Yes.
They don't have a Food Line out there where she lives. She did.
I was just telling everybody.
Oh, okay, got you. I think that's it. Was there anything else? Anything else?
Anything else?
Okay. You could add a little bit of cumin if you want to. If you like that flavor to punch a little bit more. And now what we're going to do is just pulse it together. I ain't got no power on this one. Okay. A second. And that is pretty much it, y'all. We have our seed meat. And And all I'm gonna do is taste for seasoning. Usually with my other taco seasoning, I don't ever have to add anything, but with this Taco Bell one, let me see if we need to zhuzh it up a little bit. That works. Okay. I might add a pinch of salt, but that's okay. And that's it. So now we're going to do, we're going to take our, this is what her grocery store had. This is the only organic lettuce they had. Our lettuce cups, and this is iceberg, which is not my favorite, but organic over everything. So if my husband could come and help me, please, I would greatly appreciate it. I know y'all ready to eat. We did all that talking. Now we got to eat something, right? Let me make this tacos. The shell. So we're going to add a little bit of mango salsa on top. On the plate, yep. And I'm going to take this. We're going to get y'all served. Okay, first shell off. And with these tacos, you eat as much and as many of them as you like, okay? You talk about absolutely, completely guilt-free and full of flavor. Especially this time of year. How many of y'all in here so I can, okay. All right. It'll be generous. And you see it's very quick. There's no excuses. The only thing I would change is the vessel because I don't particularly care for iceberg. But hi, welcome, Love in Action. Come on in. I will say when you have a recipe that has so few ingredients, you want to make sure every ingredient you use counts, right? So that's why I say I don't love this Taco Bell taco seasoning. So make sure it's ingredients you love. Somebody call me? Any questions for me while I'm doing this? We're about done. Okay. Throwing this up with these gloves on. There we go.
Okay. Yes.
Now, who would make this at home? Yvonne has made it.
That's why I know about soaking those nuts. I didn't soak mine.
You don't have to soak for long. It can just be even 30 minutes, you know, but or 20 minutes. So bad. I do have to, okay. It'll find us right here. Okay. This is trash. There we go. Thank you. All right, here we go. Okay. Any questions for me, y'all, while I'm doing this? Or y'all just ready to eat? Y'all tired of talking, huh?
Right. She got us today.
You can't believe I came here before you asked me to do the test. That's what makes me shocked. What the test was.
Right. Clearly answered no. She said she is something special for us.
Real special. Very special.
She's like, no, we're going to do it next week. She's going to be a problem with the test.
My son, I spoke to them earlier, and we had that class about the aluminum and going into the measure of our
Everything.
structure. Yeah. So showing the structure and stuff. He told me that he had oil intake. So it's getting all the way up to these. So your message is traveling.
Not my message, this natural health information that should not be kept from people. So that's excellent, Darlene. I'm very happy to hear that. Yep. You got great kids. Well, people have to be ready for change, you know, so. If they're not ready, don't force it on them. When they're ready, they'll come back.
No, don't like that. Okay, of course.
It's easy, and it's so healthy, and you can eat the whole container, no issue. How many more do we need? Did our new person get one? She didn't get one? Okay. Hey, everybody? Rashidi? Okay, so Rashidi, Trish, the boys. Okay, free. Okay. That's a big compliment. What y'all think? Okay. Yeah, I got quiet on me. What does your twin think?
All right.
She like, okay. Well, I normally make it. This is a cheap. We use this here at the restaurant. So we got this from Sam's Club.
Okay.
Yeah. Just try some more in there. Like I said, I just got on the road from my sister's house. So. But normally, like when I made it in class the first time, I made a pineapple salsa.
I remember.
Yeah. That's the east way up. Yep. So that's what we call the tacos here in the restaurant. As much as you, what can hurt you in this? All the antioxidants, all the fiber, all the nutrients, all the protein. This is a high protein. You know, you have the healthy fats in the seeds. It has everything you need. You have something green on your plate. If you look at that healthy sweet 16 list I had given you before, it hits everything. It's all organic. I mean, it hits everything. Did Rashida get one? Okay.
I'm poison.
And what is this on your website? Yeah, the tacos.
Oh.
That looks good.
Those are the Korean barbecue chicken wraps. Yeah, I sell those at Daniel Stowe, and every time I make it to me, they love it. It tastes really good. Daniel Stowe Botanical Gardens. I'm the plant-based chef there, so I have all their vegan food as mine.
Okay.
Yep. You might see some here in the restaurant in a couple of weeks. You might see that. Yeah. Huh? Okay.
You use the soy curls.
It's the soy curls and the Korean barbecue sauce and organic spring mix and a thicker Korean barbecue sauce on the bottom, and I roll it and it's a winner. Okay, now for our sweet, and look, she's not even here today. For our sweet, we're going to Nigeria. It's called Shuku Shuku, and it's more in northern Nigeria. I'm in the southeastern part of Nigeria, but it's more northern, but it's throughout. So we don't have to waste things. And Nigerians in general, we don't really love sweet so much. We really like spicy. But our sweets typically are either with coconut or with ground nuts. Okay. And since we like to use everything. So we usually make fresh coconut milk. And so after you've used coconut milk, especially if you use like a nut milk bag, you have that pulp, or we call chaff, left over. So it's like you don't throw it away. What are you going to do with it? And so a very common, and you'll see this on like a streets and stuff, a very common dessert you'll see out on the street markets is called Shuku Shuku. And so it takes the chaff of the coconut milk that you've made, and you mix it with either evaporated milk or condensed milk. This is the raw version. It's two versions. You have a raw version like we're going to do today, and we roll it in breadcrumbs because we don't like things to be too sweet. And then the baked version is the same thing, but they add egg and you bake it. So it has a slightly different texture to it, but it's the same flavor profile. So that's what it is. So heads up, just like with the cilantro bit, if you don't like coconut, you may not like this. You may not like this dish, okay? But I say try it anyway. And I'm going to just move this to the side. And it's very quick. I've already pre-made some of them. You don't need too many ingredients. So if you don't make your own coconut milk, you don't happen to have coconut chaff available because you didn't just make it, you can buy shredded, organic, unsweetened coconut, right? Or preferably desiccated coconut, which is even finer, which is more like the texture of the chaff of coconut. And so I'm just going to do a very little bit amount, but I have the recipe on the website. That's at the top, right? So I'm just going to pour, I think I said half a cup. I think that's what I said. I'm not even going to do half a cup. That's just over a third of a cup right there. Shuku Shuku. Okay. All right. And then I have some sweetened condensed coconut milk. Now, again, I was in Stokesdale, North Carolina. They did not have it in organic, but it's only clean 15. So I bought it anyway because the ones I had at home are organic. And so I have some sweetened. So you do not have to buy dairy condensed milk, that Pet or Eagle brand crap, okay, with the dairy milk. You don't have to do that. So here I'm going to take like a tablespoon of that and kind of mix it in to the coconut. And you don't want to pour too much of it in there because it's not supposed to be wet. It's just supposed to be enough just to hold it together. So all we'll do, let me just take this off the spoon. Okay. That's it. You see this everywhere. You see this, when I say you see it everywhere, you see it everywhere. Just like you'll see it everywhere. All right, so now it's kind of mixed together. And all we would do, and you can be fancy and use a melon baller, or you can just take your hands and you would just press it together. Until it forms whatever kind of ball, and you'll roll it in some breadcrumbs. That cuts down the sweetness from the sweetened condensed milk. And that's it. That's your dessert. And it's raw. Okay? This is a Nigerian dessert, very raw. There's not that many Nigerian desserts because, like I said, we're not really into that.
Meatloaf. Don't fuck with you.
Meatloaf sounds real good. All right, so here's some Shuku Shuku for everybody. I will come and pass those out for those who are still waiting on tacos. Huh? You got it? Okay. Well, my husband's going to graciously pass it out. Thank you very much. And that's it. Well, we like the dump and go, quick and easy. You know, y'all can't. I try to make them easy for you so you can at least try them at home. I just did that so they're not just sitting up here. But you can put them in store them in an airtight container, or you can store them in the fridge. But they're normally eating at room temperature. They're just Stokesdale's finest, just plain standard breadcrumbs. You don't want to use panko breadcrumbs because it's too big. You want to use like traditional breadcrumbs. And so, like I said, so traditionally, and if you're home, then we have the two kinds. You have the raw kind that you're eating, and since we're doing a raw day, I did the raw kind. But we can totally do the baked version. So all I would do is add like a little just egg or some aquafaba to it as the binder. And when we roll them up, we will bake them so we have a crunch to on the outside, but the same flavor. And then those are eaten warm or room temperature. So those are two things, but still Shuku Shuku. Okay, so y'all have had a taste of Nigeria today. A taste of Mexico today. So we went to 2 countries today. All right, so hope y'all liked it. And see how it's easy and that raw can be delicious and filling and all the things. And quick and easy, right? It's all about flavor and texture. That's what we have to always emphasize.
So if you bake it, you put breadcrumbs on it just the same way and put it in the oven?
Yes.
No, the aquafaba is on the inside.
On the inside, so it's part of the binder, right? And we would just use a melon baller. And so they look pretty, and then that's it. So what y'all think? Okay, I had a better smell on that one. Okay, I see. She came. I see you. Huh? Oh, Leon said she gave me a thumbs up, Demond. Leon, that's y'all don't know. That's a golden stamp of approval. Okay. Really? Without the chocolate? You know when you grow up with something, you know, I can't see it like that, but yeah. And I like how, you know, all of our desserts, because when I was growing up, I used to be a former sugaraholic, it was nothing that was ever sweet enough, right? But now, like, I like the breadcrumbs intentionally there to cut down that sweet. Because sweetened condensed milk is very, very sweet, and coconut is naturally sweet. So we just don't need that. Hey, how you doing? Just don't need all that. Let's see, how are we on time? Oh, killed it. Killed it. Okay, y'all, so what y'all think? Questions?
Very good.
Good? Y'all can make this raw stuff, right? So you can always come here to our restaurant and eat stuff that's cooked. But at home, you know, especially if you want to do something on the weekends like raw and just keep it light and fresh and still tasty, you can do these things. And like I said, I can smash like 10 of these tacos easily. But then when you do, you're really full because you have lots of fiber, you have all your fats, you have your proteins, you got your carbs. You know, it's fully balanced. Yes, ma'am. On my website, www.thenaijagoddess.com. Naija, Naija, TheNaija, Goddess, Goddess. Yeah, .com. And then when you go there, click on the hamburger menu, then click on recipes, and it's at the top. Yep. I sure do, ma'am. I sure do. Thank you. Making which one? Both of them? Okay. We normally cook in here. You came on a raw day. Oh, the green goddess, she told me. It is good. Look, I forgot all about this. She reminded me last week.
That's what we made in the class. Remember, I was like, no, we ain't doing that.
You scraped it. I haven't had it since we did it in class. Yeah, delicious.
I made it for myself first time last week.
Yeah, I need to make it again because I can. It does. Because the cashews. Yep. Nope. Oops, cashews. Okay, y'all, so if you have any orders you want to place for the kitchen closes, make sure you do that. Hopefully Chef has my soul wrap ready for me with the cornbread in it. Sold out. Oh, come on now. He better. I put my order in early. Okay. Okay. You might can shake it. Okay. I hope so. Thank you so much. Okay, y'all. Well, thank you so much for your time and attendance today. We will be back here next week at 3 o'clock. I don't know what country we're going to. It'll come to me. But I'm grateful for your time and attendance. Y'all did very well in this midterm today. Take it home. Make sure you apply it to your lives, okay? That's the whole point. So for behavioral changes, for lifestyle changes, for health improvements, okay? So we just thank you all so much. So y'all have a great day, okay? Okay. I'm surprised you like the coconut. I just knew, like, everyone's like, I hate coconut.